Alright, so let's start our project with a project triangle. This is gonna be fun. Let's not try to speed up the process. We may speed up the process in sometimes, but here I have my Macs, and what I want to do is to set up my TS tools here. You have my Ue4fbx Exporter. This is amazing already. This is I'm just gonna show you. Like I'm gonna click this, and then I'm gonna move this one, then I'm gonna click export. Okay, and then when I go to my project, you will see that automatically recognize my mesh is here in this folder. So I'm gonna hit import, and there you go. And what you can see also is that the mesh is at the origin. Now let's do something else. Let's say we want another mesh like this, and we have so many of this. Like we have this one too, like it's like this, and it's like normally you will go to 000, click export selected, go to the next one. We don't want to do that, so what we're gonna do is to select all of them, export, okay, and all of them automatically move to the origin. And then what I have here is import all, and then I have my objects here. Oh, that's good. That's good for a demonstration, but we're not really gonna use this. So the first thing we need to do is to grab a sense of scale. We have our map, and let's grab our mannequin, character, mesh. Gonna grab this dude here. I think I can also play from here, okay. I can also play like third-person game mode. Okay. So what I want to do is to create my space for this. I'm looking at my reference here, the ones we look at the last video, and let's start creating the bridge. So let's do that. Very simple. I think we could use the modeling tools here, but yeah, okay, let's let's try to stay in Unreal as much as possible. So let's create this one, go to our modes, modeling, let's go to transform, duplicate, and yeah, let's delete the sources, and let's call it bridge floor. Alright, location, okay, let's just save it there. Alright, so what we have here is some project triangle, levels, and then generated. Then you have all these meshes here. So what you want to have now is basically a bridge. So let's do that. Let's go to our deform, and then yeah, let's go to our polygroups, poly edit, and let's just do poly deform. Alright, so we need to create more polygroups. Polygroups face by normal. Okay, then poly deform, then click on this one, and then just do something like that. Just like that. Alright, so don't worry about the polygon count. You can always go to our UVs, UV projection, or do the auto unwrap or whatever. Let's not focus on that first. So this is our bridge, and yeah, let's try to play with it a little bit. Let's poly deform, maybe this one a little bit like this, and yeah, maybe we can stretch this one, something like that. All right. Okay, cool. Seems better. So let's create the other blocks. We may go to max to create those later, but for now let's just create like a cylinder here. Alright. We want to block out very fast our environment. Okay, so you have these pillars here that go down. So what we're gonna do is duplicate it, scale it up, just like that. And we're gonna just duplicate those. Let's just see the reference how many we have. We only have 2. So let's grab this one here, and let's grab this one here. Let's delete this one. Let's go here. Okay, it's fairly okay. All right. So what will I do here? So in terms of organization, what I like to do, this is personal opinion, but I just like to go into my max file and create the assets separately. So we're gonna do that now. We're gonna first, let's have a box here of more or less this size. It's like 40 by 40, not 40, 400. Then 180. Let's say this is the size of the human. And then what we're gonna do is create our pillars. So we're gonna do something like this. All right. And what we're gonna do is basically create the main proportions of the pillars. So if you can do something like this, only the proportions here. All right. So actually, this one is something like this, where you can have pretty much that. So let's scale this one and move this one here. Move this one here. And okay, this looks like a fairly good size from this view. So let's convert this to editable poly and then attach those models here. And what I'm gonna do is to create my pivot point, center, go here, and I can put it here. You don't need to be too critical about it. So with this will be our SM breach column. All right. So let's go to our FBX export, click OK, and then go back to our descent environment, import. Okay. So let's delete this once, and let's just go to our project triangle and let's try to put our breach column. Okay, so looks a little bit small. Yeah, definitely small. So what we're gonna do is just scale this up, just like that. Okay, and let's try to export again. And the idea with this is just to check the sizes here. You don't need to really like be too critical about this, about the shapes. We're gonna check about the size. The size seems okay, but in terms of height, I think this ones can be a little bit lower. Something like this. And that will do it. I think the next thing we need to create is our wall here. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna create a wall like this. All right. And this wall, you know, it can be very, very long. So let's try to put some values here. And let's put the pivot point here, all right? Just to have some organization. And we're gonna call it SM breach wall. Okay, then go to tools, export, then import all. Then we're gonna have our wall here. We can either create modular pieces, like we can literally do something like this and create our pieces, but I find that in the blockout stage it's better to go from big to small. So what I'm gonna do, and this is just personal experience, like I was always amazed by how hard it will be to create modular environments. And I will think about my environment and rethink it and think about like how, you know, how big it should be and how many parts my environment should have and how many pieces this will be. And you know, you cannot plan everything in the beginning. You start from big and you go from there, and you start small and you keep, you know, making small little adjustments here and there. And this is how you know, this is how you literally do your environment little by little. You don't need to be very precise about this one. So what I'm gonna do is to create big shapes. For example, this column can be divided into, maybe two parts. Let's just say this part and this part, and can be a different asset, and that is true. But for now, what I'm gonna focus is on just creating the meshes, and as I go along, I will, adjust them little by little. So let's go here to our details. We can always model in Max, or in Unreal. But let's just try to do this one here, because actually it is very fast. It's very fast to do. So let's go to our export tools. All right. You can of course duplicate this if this is what you want, right? But like I said, let's just focus on one thing at a time. And no need to worry about being very precise or anything. We can always change it later. So okay, so let's say this is our bridge and it's like here. So what I'm gonna do is to go to this part and then duplicate it, and then maybe this part again, and then just rotate it 180 degrees. Do the same here. Can be exact if you want. If you don't want, then don't be. So let's start from here. All right, so we're starting to have our bridge. It seems to me that this one can be a little bit wider. So let's widen this up. And the good thing about only having one mesh is that you don't need to click about many other stuff. I mean, it's very easy to just click a bunch of them and change them. This seems like a fair size to me, especially like if I want to add gameplay here. It will start to look better. All right, so let's continue. At the beginning, it's a little bit, how to say, demoralizing, that the fact that we don't have many objects here, and what we want to do is to block out our scene as fast as possible. So what I see in my concept is that I have another column here. So I'm gonna create that one. I'm gonna create another column, and what I'm gonna do with this one is just create a box here. So maybe something like that. You don't need to be too exact about it. All right, in the middle seems fine to me, and let's just say SM gate column base, and just export this one here. Go back to Unreal, import. At the beginning, at the beginning it's all about fate, man. It's all about trusting that things will turn out good eventually. So yeah, man, just trust the process. Yeah, so I have my gate here, and actually I have two of them. Yep, I have two of them like this here. So if I play here, always play your game. And maybe this one can be a little bit higher. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do a couple of things. I'm gonna increase the height of this one. What I'm gonna do is to select all this and duplicate this as an element, and I'm gonna have like a base here that I can use, just like that. Actually, it's gonna be only one side of it. All right, only one side of it. You'll see why. And let's go to our export. Okay, let's just see which position it rotates. Okay, so we have here, and if you remember in the game, you have like this platform here, and you have some stairs. So we want to capture that. We want to capture that. And I noticed that my column is um, a little bit thin. So let's grab this one and let's just whoosh, do like this. Go to our export tools. All right. Let's see how it looks like. All right. So this one feels better, but this one is actually going into the other direction. So what I'm gonna do is to scale this one in -1. Actually, -1 in Y. Okay, there you go. And let's check here. Feels much better. Feels much better. All right, so let's create the door here. Let's check how how much distance is between these two. Like, okay, no idea, man. let's just wing it. Um, so let's do one more thing. Let's extend this column. Okay, we're gonna put it like this, and this will help us to keep putting the things in scale. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just to create a door. Okay, I'm gonna do that very easily. We're gonna go to max. We're gonna go to max, and actually I'm gonna create a plane here, just like that. Okay, and I'm gonna convert this to editable poly, like this. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's check. What I'm gonna do is to just swift loop here, and then if you hold the edge detection here, you do something like this, you will gonna extrude this just by holding shift. I guess Blender and other 3D programs has the same. And I'm gonna do a chamfer here. Okay. A chamfer? Do I really want to do a chamfer? I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, let's just try something else. Okay, I know. Don't laugh at me. We're gonna go like this, and we're gonna do something like this. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. We're gonna chamfer this. Can you really? Oh, okay, okay. Okay, you can laugh at me. uh, let's do something different. Let's go to our cylinder and let's create a cylinder like this. Okay, fair enough. In my defense, it's very hard to do these things while I record, so bear with me. Okay, so I'm gonna do something like this. Okay. Okay, so gonna delete this two. Gonna keep this one, and what I'm gonna do is to do something like that. Yeah. Who's laughing now? Haha. All right. So let's just say this is my door frame, and what I'm gonna do is to do a symmetry here. All right, something like that. And with that said, okay, we need to add a shell modifier. Let's add a shell here, just like that. Maybe 100. it really doesn't matter. So let's just create this one. Let's rename this one to SM Bridge Gate. Alright, so let's just put this one in the center, put this one in the 0. Okay, so let's see, actually let's see if this size is okay. So let's import. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, beautiful. Actually, not bad. Not bad at all. Almost there. Almost there, actually. So, all we're gonna do is to... Maybe we can use this one. Yeah, something like that. Let's export again. Let's see. All right. Looks a little bit funny, but it's okay. We can deal with that. Okay. Let's... We can adjust it later and really create a proper model later on, but for now, gonna do is something like this. We're gonna keep the forms here, put it up maybe a little bit, export, and check in our reel. All right, fair enough. And what I'm gonna do now, and with this one we're gonna wrap up this video. Let me check how's my time here. All right, fair enough. I'm gonna go here, and we're gonna go extrude. And oops, I clicked this one, so we're gonna go to extrude, and yeah, that's it. That's it. We're gonna extrude only, and then we're gonna just flat this, very flat. And what I wanna do is to have the same height as this one actually. So if I go here, if I can go here and then just put the same height, then we should be pretty good to go. And of course we can modify this later, but let's just have something here. Trust the process. Trust a little process here. Alright, good. Now, one more thing. Our gate is too thin. If they're gonna go through the gate, have let's just say that they would do it. So let's go back here. All right, so something like this maybe. And actually, what happened to my pivot point? So let's go to the center, go to here. All right, let's go back here, export. You don't want the pivot point in another position, not now, especially not at this stage. So yeah, so for sure my walls look a little bit thin. We will adjust it later, but I think it's a nice process. All right, so we go through a blockout, and the idea of this one is that you just need to be a little bit dirty and quick and dirty. That's it, quick and dirty. Put put whatever you want, block it out fast, and once you have something to play with, then we can adjust. And don't worry, like, it's not plastic surgery or anything. No one's gonna die. If something's wrong, that's just gonna fix it. No worries. So keep that in mind. We'll go through more concepts later, like what makes a good blockout like read better and stand out more. But you know, for now, I think this is fairly good. So if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, share it with your friends, someone you think you know it might find this one useful. And if you need some help, click the link in the description to get some free products for you. If you're making an RPG game, feel free to join our community where we can discuss more about RPG games and whatnot. And if you got any questions, just let us know in the comments and we will go through it and we may do a tutorial about it. Okay, and I see you in the next one.